My name is Father Chase Hilgenbrinck, Vocation Director for the Diocese of Peoria in Illinois. You know, when I think about the students that we work with, I think about the students that we would like to multiply in our schools. They are the students who exude freedom. They're the ones who are comfortable in their own skin, comfortable with knowing who they are and not afraid of the world around them or comparing themselves with others. They're the ones who have a great awareness of themselves and those who are around them. They're free to live in joy. They're free to serve those who are next to them. They're the ones who are obedient. They're the ones that are willing to do whatever it is that you ask of them. How do we multiply them? Well, what is the one secret ingredient that they possess? What is that secret virtue that they possess? Well, really, it's no secret at all. That secret virtue is the virtue of humility. Humility, as we call it, the mother of all virtues, because without humility, really, we don't possess any of the other virtues in all of their fullness. St. John Vianney would describe humility as the chain that connects all the beads of the rosary. He said, just like that chain, once it's broken, all the beads will scatter. So in the same way, those who do not have the virtue of humility, all of the other virtues in their life will vanish. Virtue of humility allows us to live in freedom because we could simply say that the definition of virtue would be the strength to acknowledge the truth of who we are. It keeps in tension the truth of who we are, the tension of the fact that we are sons and daughters of God. That is the fullness of our dignity. And at the very same time, without God, we are nothing. We're nothing at all. And that's why that virtue holds the truth of who we are. And once we're comfortable with that, once we possess that virtue, we're free. We're free to be ourselves. We're free to be everything we can be for others. We're free to be obedient. We're free not to be entitled, not to be demanding, not to think that everybody in the world owes me something. That virtue of humility is the mother of all virtues because it allows us to be free. It gives us the foundation to build on who we are, to become even more powerful through the strength of virtue. St. Paul will say it like this in the letter to Philippians, chapter 2, verses 3 and 4. He says, "Do nothing from selfishness or conceit, but in humility count others better than yourselves. Let each of you not only look to his own interests, but also to the interests of others." Notice what St. Paul doesn't say. He doesn't say others are better than you. He says if you want to grow in that virtue of humility, if you don't want to live in conceit, if you want to be free to be who you are, then as a practice, you should count others as better than you so that when you go to love them, you will love them as you love yourself. Maybe as a staff, we can look at this verse. Maybe we can meditate it upon ourselves and meditate upon what it means for us, what it means for our kids, what it means for our school. What does it mean? Are we counting others as better than ourselves so as to train in that virtue of humility? Remember, if we are going to make our kids strong, if they're going to possess any virtue, it starts with the foundation of humility. Remember, virtue equals strength.